How's it going, Shop?
Yeah, not bad.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm fantastic, quite honestly. I'm feeling great. I
Good.
am I am having a really productive run. You know,
Okay.
feeling good. Started doing sketches with some of our homies, Kofi, myself, and my boy Sean. We've been doing sketches, putting those out roughly every week. It's
Mhm.
fun exercise. Uh Last week I had a really fun week in terms of comedy. I took part in Chris Gethard's 24-hour fundraiser.
I meant to ask you about that.
Yeah, it was sincerely a blast. Basically, for those of y'all that don't know, Chris Gethard did a 24-hour fundraiser that was live streaming online. It was and basically the way it worked is he had his comedy friends, stand up, improv, all types of comedy people. We were assigned half-hour blocks, and our goal was to do whatever we wanted during that time to raise funds for Wellness Together, which is a nonprofit he works with. Um, and people did different things. I auctioned off sandwiches that were being made. I was more like a chef, and I had sous chefs. You know,
Okay. All right.
so I had like general visions, but I had the homie Nat Townsend and Chris Gethard himself making sandwiches. This is at this point probably 30 hours awake,
Right.
and Nat probably like 18 because he had already done his segment a
Okay.
few hours earlier.
All right.
And people were allowed to call in, and if they made a donation, they could affect all the sandwiches.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? Everyone in the audience could buy sandwiches as they were being made. So they were making different sandwiches
Mhm.
and they could buy them themselves. But also, if you called in, you could make a donation and like force the next ingredient. And then the silly things were I could
Oh,
make
the silly things.
that for $250, I would drive anywhere in the five boroughs to deliver the sandwich myself.
Wow,
Um,
all 5 boroughs?
all five boroughs. And I made a crazier thing that didn't get executed, but was a lot of fun to play with the idea. For $1,000, I would go anywhere in the tri-state. So it's a real good time. Real talk. I was scaring Chris because he didn't know that if someone agreed to that until I got on stage, I'd worked it out that I was gonna be taking his car. So
Mhm.
like I was really hopeful, and like that was part of like the weird perks I was offering to his fans. I was like, "Yo, for $1,000, you could sit in Chris's car. Like I'll
Oh,
drive it to your
wow.
crib. You can take pictures, leave him notes. You know what I mean? I'll
Oh,
put him in the glove
god.
compartment."
Oh, wow.
So like silly concept, but we did raise quite a bit of money. One of our correspondents actually made a donation, which was really dope, for 250, and I was able to deliver a sandwich and like meet a correspondent in person. Really like exciting. I don't know if they want to put their name out there, so I'm keeping that. But it was
Okay.
just like genuinely dope to like
Oh,
um
you know what? I saw who it was.
oh yeah, okay,
I
rock
did.
on.
I did see who it was, and
Real talk.
I'm thrilled that that's who it yeah.
Yo, it was like beautiful. Like the whole experience of it was fire because like when I got into comedy going into it, I thought that the green room at a Chris Gethard show is what I thought comedy was every day, and it's
Oh
not.
lord. It is
Real talk.
not. No.
It is not.
That's like a magical wonderland, over
Real
there.
talk.
Yeah, that's
It
just
is yo, it's a blast. You know
mhm.
that. Yeah. And then, to have like kind of this cool moment where um because of what we were doing as a good cause, and someone who knew me and Chris's work decided to make a donation, then like I don't know, that felt dope. That like, oh, this thing I'm doing can have positive effects
Right.
for stuff that isn't necessarily directly tied to me, but to the world and to goodness. And that like brought me joy. Then 2 days later, I'm not passed. So like for everyone that asks, I am not passed, but I did
Mhm.
my first set at a cellar adjacent club.
Okay, what'd you do?
I got booked by the homie Fawn to do Hot Soup.
Right.
The really like renowned, well known show hosted by like some New York comedy staples.
Mhm.
So yeah, like she's the producer. She seen me recently and booked me on a couple of her shows.
Right.
So I was blessed to do that, and like it's one of those things that like yeah, like to people that don't know comedy, it's not a big deal. Obviously, like it's another day of doing sets, it might look like.
Mhm.
But it meant, something to me. I have like super particular rules in terms of clubs. I think you and I have talked about this where like I don't go to rooms that I don't perform at. So I've literally, even to this day, because it was in the side room, I still have not been at the cellar.
Right, right,
So like I have a thing about like, yo, if I'm out for comedy, I either got invited there to like see something I'm seeing appear or I'm performing.
right.
I don't like chilling at the club. I feel like it sends a weird message to the club and
Yes.
to me. I'd rather just
Yes,
be
which
being
is why
productive.
it's so weird that that's a large part of how you get booked or people seem to think it is, and I'm like, I'd rather just do shows elsewhere and get better at it than sit
Yeah,
around and hope that you but, that's me. I
real
also
talk.
ain't I'm not at any club, so
Yeah,
really,
real talk. I'm like,
don't listen to me.
yeah, we might have that wrong. We're
Yeah,
silly like that, trying to get better at the craft instead of
yeah,
watching people. But it's a thing that like I've always followed. Like if I'm here, I could just be at a room where I'm
mhm,
performing at.
right,
But yeah, it was kind of dope and true to comedy. It still wasn't like yo, and then I got signed. It was a regular ass day. I did my
right,
set. The set went fine. It did not like the world didn't
just
end.
right,
It
exactly,
didn't
yeah.
like explode. People didn't like come up after me and offer me contracts. So regular ass day, I had to throw out the trash when I got home.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like
Did you get a picture of yourself on stage?
I got one from the story. I saw someone else posted one and
Okay.
I shared that story. And that's why I was making it a point to say that. Like a lot of people
Like,
thought I got
yeah, I'm not
passed.
yes. Yeah,
Um,
because I've done that show a few times uh, and have, like, someone's posted a picture of me, and I'll share it, and then people are just like, "Yeah, about time," and I'm like, up,
nah,
not passed.
not
Just
passed.
doing hot
Yeah, gotta
just
make that
doing
clear.
just doing hot soup, that's
Real
all.
talk. Somebody that's dope thinks I'm dope. I
Yeah, and
appreciate
that's
that.
great. It's, lovely place, but yeah,
Still
great.
not still not officially that, and that's the thing. Um, but yeah, like it was a cool thing. And then true to reality of the comedy world, um, the next day, I still need money to pay bills, and a friend of mine who owns a moving company asked me to help him with a move, and literally like from the Chris Getter thing that like my casual friends when they see that they're like that are into like the indie comedy scene,
Right.
they think I'm in.
Mhm.
Then the rest of the casual friends that are into traditional stand up, they see me at the cellar. Oh,
Right.
he's definitely in.
Right.
And then my actual fellow peer comedy friend knows
Uh-huh.
I still need money and he's like, "Yo, do
"Oh,
you
you
want me
wanna
to
help me
help?"
move?"
Yeah. Real talk. That was so like perfect. It was like, yeah, like
Yeah.
don't get gas, my G. You still working. You know what I
Yo,
mean?
there's levels to this shit, everyone.
Yo.
There's levels.
And like I'm telling you, because like even at like you walk in the block of the cellar, there's enough people there that like know it's a big comedy block because of where the clubs are located.
Right.
For non-New Yorkers and for people that aren't familiar with the dynamics of that area in New York, that block in particular, the Comedy Cellar has like 4 or 5 clubs that are all located on the same block.
Mhm.
And then there's like 3 or 4 other smaller clubs that kind of their whole financial experience exists off of the spillover traffic
Right.
of the cellar.
Yeah.
So
They all the people who thought they could just walk up to the cellar and get a ticket, or
yep,
they tried the standby line and it didn't work. They walk down half a block and there's somebody there like, "Hey, we got comedy." Same people, same
real talk.
people.
We still got comics right
We
here,
still got they right here.
right here, waiting. Still got to work out. You know what I mean?
Right?
So
Yeah.
if you're like
So
a comedy fan, you can legitimately chill, like see this block, and like you'll bump into your fans. So
right.
much so that like they have like it's a weird one of the few times in New York where like a regular looking block has like real security, just because like they're trying to move people out the way because they don't want that to be a thing where like
Right.
if you're like a legitimately famous comic, you got to deal with those dynamics.
Right.
But yeah, like walking on that block, I got stopped like 3 times because people were like, "Oh, Gas, so what's up?" So you start to get the little high, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And you know what I mean? So I was feeling myself in my head. I was like, okay, this is what it's gonna be like.
Right.
You know what I mean? You do the
Uh-huh.
spot went okay. And then I went home, I threw out trash, I slept 4 hours, I helped some old lady move from Jersey to Connecticut.
Oh my god.
Real talk. Took legit like 13 hours the whole day.
Oh my
So like it was
gosh.
a hard work day. You know what I mean? I came home and no one like was making it a big deal.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? My kids don't know what the seller means. They don't give a fuck at all. You know what I mean? At all. They could not care less about this moment. They don't know who Chris is. They didn't care about that show.
Right.
The thing that they cared most about, because I explained what the reasoning was. They liked
Mhm.
that it was a charity, and
Okay.
Chris was updating pictures of some of the acts. And one of the things they saw is that one of our homies, Joey Dardano, dope
Right.
comic, to raise money. He did his set in sillier and sillier ways. And
Mhm.
if he crossed the $500 threshold, he would do his entire set from there on to completion upside down on his head. So there was a solid 20 minutes of four of us having to hold him by the legs while he's performing stand up. And like we're moving him around on stage, like
Right.
he's addressing like audience members. Uh might have almost died.
Might
You know
have
what I mean?
almost died.
Real talk.
I
It was
mean,
scary for like 5 minutes.
yeah.
But yeah, that made my kids excited. They're like, oh, that's pretty cool. You know what
Oh god.
I mean? So yeah, very like on brand for like pursuing art and your dream. That like
Right.
it has to be a thing that feeds you. You know what I mean? And that
Yeah.
means something to you. Cause like the rest of it, it'll tell you like, yo, B, this is crazy. Don't be doing this nonsense. Real talk. But I felt good. Sincerely dope. And like genuinely, like really dope to meet one of the War Report correspondents and like see people that support us firsthand. Really dope to do something for a good cause, and really dope to kind of check off a version of that bucket list item, if you will, of like, oh, I did this room that like means a lot to people.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I feel good, Shot.
Well, that's great.
Yeah,
That's fantastic.
real talk. I'm out here, yo. We living life, yo.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, you are. You technically you are. You are absolutely living life.
Amen. Amen. Real talk. I felt good. I felt good. The only negative is because of all this. I've had a
Uh-huh.
really productive couple of weeks, had some stuff going on.
Mhm.
I'm still getting regularly called out for not having seen Sinners. I'm sorry. I will see it. I promise.
Oh, it'll be all you'll be fine.
It's
I
on
mean, it's
streamers now. I'm gonna watch it.
yeah, I think you can rent it. I guess it's video on demand. I don't know if it's on the thing yet. Is it on Max now
I
or
think it's on. Yes, I think it's you could purchase on Amazon thing now.
okay?
So I'm gonna
Because
do
I
that.
think
Me and Shorty will watch it later.
yeah, yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I'm
You'll
gonna
be
check it out.
fine. How big
But
is your television?
I want to say in the 40-inch range.
Yeah, you'll be great.
Yeah, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? And I did catch up on some cool stuff though. I watched the first episode of The Studio. Really enjoyed that.
Oh, I'm like
Um,
halfway through that, and I was like, "Oh, this seems like it's good."
yeah.
That's what happens to me. I'm like, if you don't grab me right away, even there are shows that I've watched. So I've watched the first episode of the most recent season of Hacks, and I keep up with Hacks, and it's
I
done, so I
enjoy
could
hacks.
binge all of it if I want to. And I watched the first episode and went, "Great, looks like they're on the right track," and then went on about my day. Didn't could say I just like great when I'm ready to do this, it's
It's
here
there for
for
me.
me. Watched like the first episode of a show called Dying for Sex or something with,
Oh
white
yeah.
Michelle Williams
Yeah, I caught an
and
episode of
Jenny
that.
Slate, and I'm like, "Oh, this looks like it's gonna be a lot of fun."
Yeah.
Hadn't turned it back on yet. It's been like 2 or 3 weeks, and I mean, like, that was one that I watched kinda late, and I was like, "Great, tomorrow I don't have anything. I can just go ahead and do what I have to do here, let this rock." And
Yeah.
that just wasn't my life at the time, and I just wasn't in the I know I'll get to it.
Yeah.
And then there are ones that I've watched all the way through and completely forgotten that I've watched. The Four Seasons with Tina Fey, where they redid
Oh,
the movie The Four Seasons, but as a TV show, so there are, like, 8 episodes.
okay.
I watched all of that in a day, and then, like, 2 or 3 weeks later, saw something about like a clip from the movie, and I'm like, "Why is there all this Four Seasons stuff all of a sudden? Why is Tina Fey?" Oh, right, I actually watched that. So,
That's pretty good though.
yeah,
Now you still because you dabble, you in the know.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I mean? I gotta watch. I want to watch the rest of Dying for Sex. I saw an episode of that. I completed the season of Hacks. Really enjoyed that.
mhm,
Um, I watched one show that I thought the pilot was at, and but the show grew on me. The
mhm.
overcompensating.
Yeah, I gotta watch that as well,
Mhm.
and, I know I'll get to it, but then there's also another one called Adults.
Yep, and I watched that after watching Overcompensating. I
And I'm
enjoyed that as
like,
well.
I truly couldn't. I was like, I don't know if I can tell the difference. The only way I can tell the difference between their posters, which are just like young people, which
Yeah.
already right now I'm like, I don't know if I can handle any more young people. Which is a wild thing to say. Yo, I'm about done with young people. But
Yo,
is that I recognize I know someone in the poster for the overconfident, and I'm like, "Oh, right, 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 she's in it. Okay, okay,
real
okay.
talk.
Yes,
I know.
alright."
I know people on both shows. That's the reason I checked it out.
Yeah,
You know what
so,
I mean? But
um, yeah,
I
so yeah,
wanted to watch it because we're comedy people. I like seeing my
yeah,
peers getting work. I like seeing what they're working on. Like, oh, this is pretty good.
mhm,
But I got to tell you, I watched Overcompensating. The first pilot, it was recommended to me by one of my best friends.
right,
The first pilot, the pilot, I did not like it,
mm.
and I was wondering the same thing, the kind of energy you had there for a minute. I was like, am I starting to like just not care about young people energy? Like, is this like automatically not for me? You know what I mean? And it's possible.
It's possible, and let me tell you something, when you start to feel that, you initially wanna fight it.
Yeah, I was apprehensive about it. I was like, yo,
Yeah,
nah, it's not me. This is them.
don't fight it. You know what I mean? Because you'll end up it just when something isn't for you and it is just, like, seemingly like, it's, like, very young, and you're like,
Yeah,
"Well, I mean, I should like it. I mean, like, I can like." No, you don't you're not. You shouldn't.
yeah, it's not for you.
If it's not your thing. Like, I have not watched a lick of the TV show Girls.
Mm.
Like, I won't. The clips that I've seen have backed my thought of just like, no, because 'cause they're young people and they're doing dumb young people shit, and I've
Right.
watched plenty of shows about young people doing dumb young people shit, but the type of young that they were, the way that they were, even if it's supposed to be hyper real or a little satirical or whatever, I was like, "Yo, if I encountered that in real life, I'd be like, no." So if it's not wild enough for me to be like, no one would ever be this way, so I see what they're doing, okay.
Right.
It's just on the side of like, no, I hear these people on the train,
Hell
so
yeah.
no. They bother me on the train, why would I watch a whole thing? And I tried to watch, Lena Dunham's, Tiny Furniture movie,
Okay.
and I probably got halfway through, and I was just like, "Yeah, I kinda don't care what happens to anyone in this movie." So I stopped. So when I saw a TV show and I saw like a clip, I was like, yeah, nah, I ain't gonna be able to do it. Like
Same me.
and it's everything that I thought I would like. It's
Right.
for women going through shit in a city. It's it's a cliche because it's
It's real.
effective. And there are
Yeah.
plenty of shows that I watch that are like that. But you know what? I love living single. I did not like Girlfriends. Same thing. I don't care about these. I was like, this isn't I don't like these people, so I'm not gonna watch this. So, like, don't fight it. Let it go. There will be a version that will come through that you're like, great, and they're young people and I like. Insecure. Love
Yeah.
that.
Loved it.
That was great.
Real talk.
That came after Girl, but you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
And that's kind of what happened. Like I watched it. I was like, this ain't for me. I watched the rest of the season. I was up writing my own stuff, and like I was like, okay, I could see what's good about this, but
Uh-huh.
it's not for me.
Right.
And I watched Adults mostly because I was like, let me double check that I'm reading this right. And I
Mhm.
enjoyed Adults.
Right.
And I thought it was more like my wavelength. Like, okay, like
Yes.
I kind of get this more. Um, there's like a tone of the humor that's different that might connect more with me. Um,
Right.
you know what I mean? The situations also admittedly played a part in it. I don't
Mm.
relate to the young dorm experience because I didn't dorm. You know what I mean?
Mm,
So there's
that's a
parts
good
of that that like
yes, right.
real talk. I don't. I like. I to this day, I've had friends that done it. Shot. You cannot sell me on Greek life.
Oh,
I
Greek
don't
life, yeah.
understand it. I don't understand the call. None of it has ever looked cool to me besides the matching clothes.
Right.
Real talk. That's
Right.
it. Like Greek life has one cool thing, and like so do the Crips. Like that's kind of it. Right? That's all I see that's fire about it. The rest, like, I'm good. Y'all got, and I mean maybe two because they both dance. Like real talk. But like outside of that, like everything that comes with it, I'm like, I'm good on all of that, homie.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it doesn't connect with me. But the adults, it's a bunch of young people living in Queens.
Okay.
So like I kind of see that, you know what I mean?
Right.
The main character is he has his friends crashing with him for the summer, and it's his mom's house. I'm living that to this day. You know what I mean? Like you know, I'm doing it
Right.
now. Real talk. So
Right.
like there was like I thought it was like, okay, maybe it's just that. Like I'm just connecting with this.
Yeah, and
So
that's probably it, and that's really all it takes. You'll find things, but I would say, like, don't force something if it's, like, just because it seems to be hot or whatever. Like,
right.
if you can tell when it's probably not for you, and it's okay to let it go. I'm talking to all my completionists out there.
Real talk.
And, it's okay to abandon a thing halfway through. It's fine. They're TV shows. You'll be alright, you
Real
know?
talk. Like that, and that's kind of what I decided. I watched them both. I thought both were good, but I enjoyed one,
Right,
which is
right.
adults. And now I know for a fact that I won't watch season two of the other show, but
Uh-huh.
I wish it luck.
Right.
I hope it does well.
Mhm.
I think it genuinely speaks for certain people. I really see that.
Right.
I think there's some super talented people on it. I hope they do well.
Mhm.
But the if you're asking me to pick which young person show I'm watching the other one. And I
Right.
was like, oh, this is cool. You know what I mean? It connects with me.
Yeah,
But to all of them, I hope they do well. Real talk.
right. I want all of them to do well. I want everybody to have at least 2 seasons of something.
Amen. Real spit. And also, I love as someone that's always wondering if I'm aging out of the game. Love
Mhm.
seeing all of these 30-year-olds playing college kids. It's fantastic.
It's always 30-year-olds playing college kids. Gastor, baby, you know you're not gonna be cast to play a college kid, right?
I hope not. No, I don't got it in me no more. But
Okay.
like I could play a 35-year-old.
Okay, yes, you can play a 35-year-old, yes.
That's it. That's all I'm
Okay.
asking. I'm
Alright.
trying to save like 5, 6 years. I ain't going crazy. I ain't greedy like
Okay.
that. Like
Okay,
I
good.
still want to play dads. You know what I mean?
Okay,
I
you
just
wanna
want
play that, sure.
toddlers. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Right,
That's
right,
it.
right. Well, if you are looking for, old lady living in a college dorm, I'm here for you. I'll do
She the
that.
one. Real
Yeah,
talk.
someone needs to put that together. Uh,
Shalewa the RA.
nope, not the RA. No, I wanna be just the old lady who's decided to go back to college and is gonna do the whole thing. I probably
Hell
shouldn't
yeah.
say any more. I probably should just go ahead and write this,
Right. I was
right?
gonna say, yo, why haven't you done this? Write this
Well,
down.
because I literally am thinking this right now.
Okay, rock on. Yo, do it up. If
Talk
you
about a
yo,
bonus. Yeah.
it's a little out the way, but one of my homies, like one of my tight friends, is the head of RA in University of Hawaii. So it'd be a trip. But like we could like for real set something up if you want. Just put it out there. And he's shot like he's done like video stuff, so he knows like how hard and all of that stuff goes into it. He
Right.
hooks you up, real spit. And
Okay,
you make a
alright.
little vacation out of it. You in Hawaii, baby.
I mean, I guess. I don't swim. All the that's the problem. All the trappings of a beautiful place like that are almost lost on me.
Yeah, that yo, real talk. That's so shy. Real talk. I'm over here like, yo, you can go shoot in Hawaii. She's like, oh, Hawaii. Oh,
Ugh.
that doesn't work at all.
Yeah, you don't know anyone in, like, a city? So terrible.
Oh,
Alright.
that's
I gotta
awesome.
get over it.
Let's get into the news.
Okay.
Kicking us off, pigeons board a Delta flight, causing pandemonium and 2 trips back to the gate. That's right. Delta Airlines flight was delayed twice on Saturday after 2 pigeons caused chaos. The first bird began flying around the cabin shortly after boarding, prompting the
What a
aircraft.
flex.
Y'all can't
How
do
much y'all
this.
pay for
Y'all
this
can't
shit?
do this.
Look at this.
Yo, that's what's up, yo. Real talk, yo. Shots to this pigeon.
Oh God. I don't even
Yeah.
see pigeons flying now. All the New York pigeons are always just hopping somewhere. Ain't nobody flying nowhere. But you get on a plane and all of a sudden they just keep buzzing the tower and shit. That's so funny.
Yo, that's awesome. The first pigeon began flying in the cabin shortly after boarding, prompting the aircraft to return to the gate. The ground crew removed it, but as the plane taxied out for takeoff, a second pigeon took flight, forcing the flight back once again.
Y'all didn't see both How did they get on? Look, y'all are
Yo,
so quick to look at my suitcase and go, "You're gonna need to check that." But you ain't see two pigeons get on the plane.
real talk, especially after you spot a pigeon.
You think that he's just alone?
Yo,
One pigeon?
yo, I feel like when you see a pigeon out of place, you see all the pigeons. Like they should stand out. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That's bananas, yo.
It's rare that there's only one pigeon.
Yo, that's what it is, yo. Shouts to these pigeons, man.
Good for them. And I
I'm happy.
mean, yeah, that's so funny that they didn't see either of them.
When one of the people said when I boarded the Delta flight at MSP tonight, I overheard another passenger tell a flight attendant there was a pigeon on the plane. The pilot got on the mic and confirmed the pigeon was on the plane and said he had no experience with the situation. Respect the honesty. Baggage handlers boarded and carried the pigeon off. People applauded. A young girl asked if she could pet it.
Stop. I can't.
Yo, you know what? You had a good idea before, but this is the script you need to work on right here.
Oh,
Chef.
hold on. Wait. So the pilot got on the mic and was like, "There's a pigeon on the plane, but I don't know what to do." What they teaching you?
Yo,
If
real
there,
talk.
and I mean, if I'm thinking of jobs where there should be some sort of talk about how to handle a pigeon situation,
Mm,
working for the Parks and Recreational Department,
fair, fair.
right? Probably window washer.
Mm, good call.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say a pilot.
Yeah, real talk.
I
That's up
mean,
there.
granted, usually when they're encountering birds, it's a bird flying into the whirly things and breaking everything. But I mean, you should just know how to deal with anything on a plane, including
Yeah,
a little bird situation.
real talk. I think this should be right up their alley.
Oh
Yo, you
my
made me
gosh.
wonder, like, I'm assuming birds feel when like a jet is flying near them, right? You think they see birds like fly into the cockpit, like into the window when they fly in the plane?
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like when I'm driving, I'll notice like a fly or some shit like hit the windshield. And I'm like, oh,
Right.
that sucks.
Right, right.
You know
So
what I mean?
do
They
they
going
hit
fast enough that like they might hit a bird on some like right in the window.
I have not thought about that, but I've also not looked at the front of a plane because you can't really see it on the way out to see if there's any, like are there windshield wipers on the plane? Let's really talk about it.
Yo, real talk. Yo, low key. That's a good question.
Huh.
That's you know what I mean? Like there's gotta be smudge every now and then. You gotta get off.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they're gonna have, like, the little, like,
Hit
fluid to spray on it,
squirt some water.
and I don't know if they got, plane
Yo,
windshield wipers. Let's see what's going on. Oh, there
real talk.
are.
Okay.
Okay, they seem little. Is it just me? Are these windows kinda small? I don't know. If you look at a plane window, I feel like they should be a wider. I guess you can't cut a big anywho. Uh, alright. Alright, so if that's the case, there are windshield wipers, so maybe you can knock them off that way.
Okay,
I'm gonna
okay.
say that because the rest I feel like I gotta go to Reddit. Do birds hit planes like bugs hit cars?
Yeah, I'm assuming there has to be,
Well, maybe not because, there's so much plane. Because, like, look, you know how birds hit buildings, right? Like glass buildings?
right?
Because they think it goes on? Okay, maybe
Okay.
pigeons are dumb, but, you've heard of that, right? How a bird
Yeah,
will, because it's, just clear glass and they don't realize that it stops, that there's glass there.
right.
but I feel like maybe that's why the windshields are not like big plates of glass because that probably would have, but it seems like there's so much plane that a
Yeah.
bird would be able to look at that and go, "No, that's not just a opening in the whatever that is coming at me." Um,
Yo,
but
I got more questions now. Like, why do they make the plane white? So they like, because now you blending into the clouds and hitting birds. Like, they should make it like an orange color or something so that
well,
the
I mean,
birds can see
planes
it.
aren't, they're not white, not as much white anymore.
Okay,
Like, I mean, if you're on the ground and you look up, you can see you can look at a plane that's, like, going to LaGuardia or JFK, like, and you can go, "Oh, that's Southwest." Because
right,
the
right.
colors
Okay,
are like, they definitely they used to be white or gray or something like that, and, but now they definitely zhuzh 'em up.
yo,
Yes, but, I'm gonna say, yeah, birds hit the windshield like bugs do, but they
yo.
have windshield wipers to knock them away. That's gonna be my final answer.
Good luck to those pigeons and birds up there. Real talk, man.
Wow.
Feeling for them,
I
yo.
Yeah, I really, and it's only in that, man, I got a lot of questions.
I'm
I don't
telling you,
even
I'm
I
stumped. Real talk. Like, what if you a pilot with like OCD and like the bird hits the middle of the two windows?
Look, you really should just be an air traffic controller then. I feel like I mean, like, there definitely has to be, I do this, there's a ritual to it and yada yada, but there also needs to be an ability to kinda roll with punches because shit's gonna change a good
Fair,
deal, right? So you
fair.
can't be like, "Hey, I'm supposed to land here. I don't care that there's a storm. I'm gonna
That's where I'm
land
landing.
here." Like, I don't need that energy. I need you to be like, Where do you want me to put her down, sir?" Like, that's what I want.
I
That's what
land
I
where
want.
I said I was gonna land.
Right? I
My
don't
mama
need
landed there, I'ma land there.
Yeah, I don't need that. I don't need that.
In other news, state of emergency in Panama after strike leads to layoffs. The Panamanian government on Tuesday declared a state of emergency in one province after U.S. banana giant Chiquita Brands laid off 5,000 workers following a strike that had ground its production to a halt. Workers went on a strike a month ago in the province of Bocas del Toro, blocking roads and halting school instruction to protest a pension reform approved by Congress. The construction workers have also been striking for the past month over the pension reforms. The state of emergency declaration allows the government to speed past bureaucratic hurdles to address economic or social crisis quickly. Bocas del Toro lives off of tourism and banana production. Chiquita,
Wait,
yo,
hold on.
that's a
So our big
those two are
business
very
is tourism and bananas.
yo, real talk. That's not the those two is not the same.
No.
Real
What are
talk.
you looking at when you go? Just how they make bananas?
Yeah. As the banana factory. You can see that.
And that's
And
about it.
that's about it. Go home, B. You know what I mean? Here's the banana for the road. Yo, Chiquita, which employed more than 7,000 workers, laid off about 5,000 of them last week for what they called unjustified abandonment of work. The company claims the strike has cost 75 million in losses and caused irreversible damage to the production of bananas. Right-wing Panamanian president Jose Raul Molino warned Friday that more jobs are on the line if the strike continues.
Do you know what this is gonna mean for bananas here?
Yo, real
They
talk. This
about to
better not be
be
some like low key soft launch of the banana egg shit. Okay,
No, that's absolutely what this is.
yo,
That's absolutely, they fired 5,000 of 7,000 workers over the strike for pensions. Yeah, and and they seem to be standing firm, so firm that the
right,
government's like, state of emergency." So, yeah, bananas, I look, if you are out there and you eat bananas, I would tell you to stock up, but they are a thing that goes bad. I don't know. I don't know. Let
yo.
me know if them banana prices went up.
Real talk, that's scary for me. We do like legit at this crib, probably like 40 bananas a week.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a kid, if you have a family with kids and no
Yeah,
one's allergic to bananas and
that shit's
everyone likes
huge.
the taste of bananas, all y'all eat are bananas. That's all you
Real
can agree
talk.
on as like a quick snack, uh,
Yeah,
you know?
'cause we got the range too, like, Gabby and Aiden like, green bananas, like, right off the jump, and then,
Okay.
Michaela likes yellow, and then I like them when they're, like, bruised up for smoothies.
Uh-huh.
So,
Yeah.
they
Ooh, this is
literally
gonna
get used.
fuck up smoothies, y'all.
Real talk.
This the reach, the
Yo,
reach.
it's crazy.
And this is
Aiden got
Chiquita
into the
banana too. This the one everybody
Yeah,
know.
it's the main joint. That's what I'm saying.
It's
Like, I don't think
Chiquita
y'all
and
realize,
Dole. So
yo, that's the whole banana game.
that's it.
Real talk. And my son got into them like in general, but like he been heavy because of track. Like that's like
Right.
the track snack. Is that in the little tangerines?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like
Oh
yo, avoid the
shit.
cramps, get a banana.
Damn. Okay. Well, now we know now we know what happens.
Yo,
Oh gosh.
real talk. I'm gonna tell Aiden, yo, you gonna get Charlie horses this year, my G.
Yeah, you better start stretching
Real
more.
talk, my G. Like
You
bananas
better
going up, and they gonna keep coming here.
run
Uh
slower until you have to.
real talk. I'm okay with you getting second place right now. Okay.
Yeah, right, right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We got more important things going on.
Oh
Okay.
my gosh.
In other news, an attendant facing decades in prison after bust involving a new drug made of human bones.
What?
What? Former flight attendant was arrested at an airport following a large drug bust involving a new synthetic substance that is reportedly made of human bones. The 21-year-old Charlotte May Lee of South London, England, was taken into custody earlier this month at Bandarnarki Airport in Colombo, the capital of Sri Lanka, after authorities allegedly found 101 pounds of a dangerous new synthetic drug. The publication reported that Lee allegedly smuggled in a suitcase full of Kush, a new synthetic cannabinoid that originates from West Africa. The That Kush first appeared in West African nation of Sierra Leone around 7 years ago and is described as a drug routinely cut with various additives such as acetone, uh, uh, tarama, tarmadol,
Tramadol.
tramadol, and formalin. Um, the Kush is potent, easily accessible in Sierra Leone. Okay, I'm trying to get to this
Where do
human
the
thing though.
bones come in?
Yeah, real talk. Where we at here? Reportedly fueling incidents. No, that's not it. Lawyer representing Lee said that the stash of Kush, which reportedly holds a street value of $3.3 million, was planted without her knowledge. I'm sure.
Yeah,
Uh,
right. Yeah.
the Kush was likely planted in her suitcase while she was in a hotel in Bangkok. Also telling the paper, "I know who did it." Oh, okay. Lee said that she had traveled to Sri Lanka because her 30-day visa in Thailand was set to expire and she wanted to travel. Authorities with the Sri Lankan Customs Narcotics Control told the BBC that the bus was the largest Kush seizure in the airport's history. Lee's arrest on May 12th comes as another British woman, 18 year old Beya Kuli, was taken into custody in the former Soviet Republic of Georgia. Yo, y'all really like, y'all gonna completely skip the fact that there's
I literally just Googled Kush drug human bone because
yeah, that's
this
all
ain't
I want to
telling me
know about.
nothing. This ain't
Real
telling me
talk.
nothing.
I have never cared less about somebody getting arrested in this in an article.
Okay.
All I want to know about
All
is why
right.
is there a
I
drug?
found let's see here from something called theconversation.com. This is an article called Kush. What is this dangerous new West African drug that supposedly contains human bones? As of January of 2024.
Okay,
Okay, it's a new drug called Kush is wreaking havoc in West Africa, particularly in Sierra Leone, where it's estimated to kill about a dozen people a week and hospitalize thousands. It's taken mostly by men age 18 to 25, causes people to fall asleep while walking, to fall over, to hang their heads against surfaces, and to walk into moving traffic. Okay, so yeah. Um, should not be confused with a drug of the same name found in the US, which is a mixture of an ever-changing host of chemicals sprayed on plant matter and smoked. Okay, so right, Kush here, sure.
right.
It's quite different. It is a mixture of cannabis, fentanyl, tramadol, formaldehyde, and according to some, ground down human bones.
Huh.
Uh huh. Okay, interesting. So, I mean, it feels like it's a mix of so many things that the bones really don't really add anything.
Yeah, real talk. The
It's
bones
kinda
ain't
like, you know how you look at the ingredients and then they have one thing that's there for preservative? You
It
know,
doesn't
like
affect the taste at all, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
well, yeah, it's just like, it's citric acid is there just to keep it so that it can shake it out of the it's like little kernels of rice
Yo, that's
that you have
wild.
in salt to keep it from to keep it from lumping up. It's like that. I think that's it's just sliver of bone to keep it
Yeah,
fresh
real
so that you
talk.
can sprinkle it on your fries or whatever the fuck you're doing.
Add the shelf
Um,
life, baby, you know what I mean?
I mean, I
Real
will say
talk.
this. Okay. Cannabis, all right. Fentanyl, sure. Tramadol, that was given to me with my ankle stuff.
Okay.
I was given that, and I was given the oxycodone, I think. I did not like oxycodone. It kinda didn't do anything for me.
Whoa,
I mean, which sounds I just took it and I was like, "I don't feel any less pain." I still feel pain, and if
right?
I took one of these, I thought these were supposed to do something, right?
Yo,
So
yeah.
I just didn't I was like, "No, I'm not taking this because it's not doing anything."
Okay, good.
Tramadol, however, did help with pain, not
Okay.
in a, like, I could smell colors and and, it helped with pain. So, I mean, I guess if you mix that with the fentanyl, like, I'm not trying to make a cocktail. I know when I got in the ambulance, they were like, "Alright, we're gonna give you a little fentanyl," and I was like, "You are?" And they're like,
Yo.
"Trust us." And then it was a bumpy ride, but I was like, "This is fine." So, um,
It's bananas to me.
yeah, so but I mean, like, if you're mixing that and that with, cannabis, like, by the time you get to bone, what's it doing?
Real talk. Bro,
But
bone might be the most normal shit in there.
I think so.
Real that.
Formaldehyde, which is I mean, that's a throwback, like,
Yo,
I mean, that's just wet. I mean, weed and formaldehyde, that's just wet, right?
that's just wet. Yeah.
Okay, so
I watch Training Day.
yep.
Real talk.
And grave robbers are the ones getting the bones, but there's no direct evidence of this. But why would bones be incorporated?
Yeah.
Some suggest that the sulfur content of the bones causes a high. Some think of the drug content of the bones themselves if the deceased was a fentanyl or tramadol user. So now you got to find somebody. Okay, so these are specialty bones. It can't just be any old bone.
Yo, that's bananas. Real
Is
talk,
it?
yo. That is wild.
Okay, so you gotta find a high sulfuric bone or the bones of someone who was already using. I mean, I guess this is recycling in a weird way.
Yo, this is real talk, man. Like, yo, what you get, yo. So this is the future of human breeding right here.
Ugh.
This is what this is. Somebody was like, yo, we need human bones for this. Somebody got raised for this. So, like, because this is what I'm picturing, like, in the future, like somebody like being forced to make a kid, raising them on the drug so that they could then grind their bones for this other drug. This is evil billionaire shit to me.
This is evil billionaire shit.
Real talk.
For sure. Like
Like, because that's the only people that I could think of that like, yo, we'll take this to the next level. You know what I mean? Like, I've never. That's the only time I could see that. Like, you know what I mean? You've tried everything else.
no, you're right.
You
Yeah,
know what
it's
I mean? Like,
absolutely you have to be one of the most evil people in the world to be like, "But what about bone?"
yo,
I know
real
we
talk.
already did animal bone, but what about human bones?
Human bone. I'm telling you, that's evil billionaire shit. Because
Yeah.
not only was it an idea, they had to say it around a circle that like didn't like automatically say no. You know what I
And
mean?
they had to be like, "You know what? I know where we can get some bones that
Yo,
have already
yeah.
been
Oh, I
soaking
got a
in."
human bone guy. Yeah,
Yeah, I've been soaking in fentanyl and fucking tramadol. I honestly, they're all over the house.
yeah. Which one you need? A what?
Oh, okay,
Trouble on
yeah.
95? Oh, I got that. I got those bones. Yeah. Real talk. I gotta look a little bit though. Let me go
Yeah,
through
yeah,
that
let me
room.
check hold on, let me check the humidor.
Bananas, yo, real talk. Yo, who would have thought human bone would have been like the new like yellow number 5?
I
The freaking
know.
that's wild, B.
Oh my
We in
god.
new times, yo. This is different.
Let me
Real
say
yeah,
for the record that I'm pretty sure whatever fentanyl and tramadol I took is out of my system, so my bones are useless to you.
real
They
talk, yo.
barely have calcium, to be honest with you. I don't even really have the vitamin D necessary to be walking every day. I don't know how I'm doing it, so chill.
Real, real talk, yo. You didn't realize you on a list now. Like
Yeah,
what?
I'm not the one. I'm not the one. You don't want these bones. You don't want these bones.
Real talk. That Shalewa 70 something over there. Like, oh yeah, write that down. We gonna need that later. Telling you, you on the list, B. Yo, never in my life did I think, yo, Kush in America needs to consider like branding issues. You know what I mean?
I
Like
know, yeah,
trademark
they
that
may
shit.
wanna yeah, yeah, that's also not fair. I think they need to change the name of
Yeah,
this West African Kush because y'all doing more with Kush than we are.
real talk.
Y'all are doing something completely different.
I
So,
never want to accidentally do the other Kush. I don't
yes,
want to do either Kush, to be clear. I'm
to
good.
be fair, yeah, I don't
But
want
I
any of it near me.
but if there's ever one on the table, I would much prefer the one here. That's bananas, yo. That's nah, man. Y'all are different. Uh-uh. Yo, I did like the girl that's saying this wasn't her, she not being loud enough.
Yeah, yeah, she
Real talk.
really if it wasn't her, I need her to really speak
Yeah,
up.
I should hear her screaming from here. Like I didn't do none of this shit. What are you doing? Human bone? What? Oh, there should be echoes of that all over New York from wherever she is in Africa. Yelling like, nah, B, I ain't do nothing. Human bone. Ma, they said it was human bone. And I did that? Nah, never. I'm a vegan. You know what I mean? I'm a plant-based person. You know, like
Oh my
her
god.
screams should be emphatic. That's been
Oh,
yo,
yuck.
insane. Insane. Lastly, nearly half of Gen Z is lying on their job applications. That's what's up,
Okay.
baby. Nearly 50% of Gen Z admitted to lying on their job applications, significantly higher than their older coworkers. The age cohort between 1997 and 2012 was the most likely to lie or exaggerate on their job applications, with 47% of young workers admitting to doing so in a career.io report. Gen Zers have already earned a somewhat negative reputation in the workforce. In a recent Intelligence.com report, 1 in 6 businesses said they were hesitant to hire a recent college graduate over concerns about how prepared they are for the work, as well as their communication skills and professionalism. And 6 in 10 employers have already fired college graduates who were hired in 2024. What
God
it's
damn!
yo, yo,
Yo! What are y'all doing?
that is wild. Yeah. Real talk, I
Yo,
came into this ready to side with the young people, but that's a strong statement.
that's a come on. Y'all
Real
just
talk.
got come on.
It's been 18 months.
What are you doing? What are they teaching you in college?
Yo,
I mean, okay, look, I know they're not showing you what to wear. And I know that this is post COVID, so everybody's confused, right? Because no one has any hard pants anymore.
right, right.
But like, watch a movie. I don't know. Shit.
I'm yo, young people, I'm rooting for you, but
Yeah, I
that's
mean, yeah,
wild.
I want you to make it, but you gotta have a shoe with a sole on it. There must
Yeah.
be some.
That is wild. For comparison, by the way, nearly half, 47%, exaggerated on their job applications compared to 38% of millennials, 20% of Gen X, and just 9% of baby boomers. Across all age groups, 1 in 4 respondents admitted to lying, exaggerating, or providing inaccurate information on their job applications. That can result in serious consequences for a business, as business.com reported that a bad hire can cost the business 30% of an employee's first year earnings. Yeah.
I mean, okay.
Yeah. That's wild, yo. Um I am I'm not against someone lying on a resume. I've personally never done it, but I also I've worked in like jobs where I started as blue collar and like worked up.
Right.
So, like, they saw my work ethic and they knew that I knew the job because I did the job first that was directly, like, usually reporting to it.
Right.
But my instinct is more so like you shouldn't necessarily lie overall, but like if there's a thing that you know you can do and it doesn't require some type of certification, like I don't think doctors obviously I don't think should lie. That's scary to me.
Yeah, no, no, tell the
You
truth.
know what I mean?
Go on, tell the truth. Yeah.
Real talk.
Mhm.
Doctors, lawyers, we mentioned them earlier, pilots.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
There's certain jobs that like life or death stakes. Yeah, I think those should be 100% honest. But like if you're telling me that like these are like the difference between your job is like, oh, I'm working in an office and I just didn't work in that type of office.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like the industry's different, but the job is I'm still an office manager. I don't
Mhm.
think it should matter. You know what I mean? So like if like you saying that like I know this software versus that software, but they're the same shit, you know what I mean? Like if
Yeah.
you're a video editor, for example, you know DaVinci Resolve, but you don't know Adobe Premiere.
Mhm.
But you know the job cold, and like, yo, if you give me 2 weeks, I can learn the differences. I
Right.
think you could bullshit your way through that. I think you should.
Yeah, yeah.
That to me makes more sense because I'd rather know that like I'm paying you for your mind and decision making, and like yeah, you might not know the semantics of a thing, you know what I mean? But like the decision making is who I'm getting. I'd rather have that guy in my job, and I'm
Mhm.
okay with someone lying for that, like because it'll be true retroactively. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah, yeah, as you get there and you figure it out, then it's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
okay, I do know."
But like if you lie about being a doctor, you never a doctor. You know what I mean? Like you can't
True.
like get I don't care how nice you get with the blade, my G, like you shouldn't be
Right.
cutting up hearts. You know what I mean? Like there are differences in that regard.
Mhm.
But yeah, like this is trippy. I got Gen Z siblings.
Well,
Uh
ask them if they know how to dress for a job.
Real talk. I'm gonna talk with them. My brother avoided the whole thing. He went blue collar engineer.
Great.
And he's like, yeah, he's like, I like doing shit with my hands. And he's super straight up. He's like, I don't want to read books again.
Fair.
Real talk. I want to read manuals once. I want to know how
Okay.
that thing works. I'm gonna fix it over and over again, and I'm never looking at that book again because I'm gonna know it. And I like working with my hands. I want to touch shit. My sister is the one doing a more traditional career path, so I'm gonna talk with her if she out here bullshitting people, and if so, I'm gonna see if I coach her the right way.
Right, yeah,
You know what I
but
mean?
really, find out what they're wearing at work. Like, I can't imagine, like, you graduating last year and you already getting fired.
Yo, that's wild. Real
Like,
talk.
what's happening?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like I don't know
6 out
anyone.
of 10.
Yeah,
60%
yo,
of y'all
6
are
out of
getting fired. That's insane.
real talk in 18 months or less. By the way,
Yeah,
real
that's
talk. Because some of
wild
y'all got
thinking.
hired December 2024. You know what I mean? And it still ain't make it till today. You know what I mean? And they had time to report that data. They were like,
Oh
"Yo,
my
we got to get rid of these
gosh.
people." 6 out of 10 is
What are
bananas.
you, like, yeah, I mean, maybe I will say that because there's a generation of kids who have grown up on the phone,
Hmm.
we do assume that if you grew up on a phone, you naturally know computers because that was our track.
Right.
But if you came up with a phone in your hand and you didn't fuck with a desktop, what is that? Or even a laptop, blah, blah, blah. I mean, do you know? I mean, I feel like we've discussed this, how young people don't know how to use file folders and like on computers and shit like that. Like they don't know how
Yeah.
to save things. So it probably is shit like that. Like you're
Real
learning
talk.
all this stuff for your craft, but someone at some point may have to have a workshop that's just like, here's how things work in an office. You can't just first off, here's what a file is, here's what a folder is. Here are folders under folders. Here's how you file things away.
Real shit.
Now, you can't just throw everything in there and just hope that it's found.
Yo.
And you can't do all of it on your phone. And, So
Real
there's
talk.
probably a lot of that of just like email. And it's like, yeah, email. Cause I mean, a lot of kids don't email.
At all.
They just send me the text, send it to me as a
Yeah.
text.
Why
And
can't
I'm
you
like,
text me this?
what?
I know Michaela's iPad. went on a fritz like 3 weeks ago.
Mhm.
And she's like, "Yeah, I got homework." Like, you know what I mean? And I'm like, "Yo, like we bought you the whole thing. Like you have the a desktop, you got a
Right.
laptop,
Oh,
you got a
wow.
like she had like it took us like 2 years, but like
Right.
we put together the whole thing
Whole
because
thing.
she's told us I want to be a creative. So like I was like, all right, it's important to have the tools.
Mhm.
So she does all the drawings on the iPad. And I'm like, cool. I was like, yo, you know what? That's not as powerful as a laptop and a desktop. Let me
Right.
get you these other items because they have more horsepower. They're
Yes.
doing digital work. Yo, Shy, they like at first I should have saw a sign. About 3 months ago, she has her own camera stuff. I got a lot
Mhm.
of camera stuff. I needed to borrow a thing she had specifically. I
Right.
went into her room and this was while she was in school. So I was like, yo, when you get home, I gotta ask you some questions. Uh so she's like, am I in trouble? I was like, no, but you have you have an Apple computer
Mhm.
that I don't think has ever been connected. Like what's the situation here? There's no wires, there's nothing plugged in. I bought this. I was like, I was tight. I was like, yo, I know, like, out of the goodness of my heart, I had a real convo with Gabby. I saved up. I bought her this thing. And I'm like, yo, like, when do you, she's like, I never use it. I do everything on the iPad. And I'm like, I understand that it's convenient, it's easier, but like, this
Mm.
is faster,
Right.
stronger, and
Yeah.
also it's another professional tool. Maybe you should
Yep.
like just get used to using it. You know what I mean? She's like, yeah, I never use it. It's there. So like, I was a part of me was like, I can't get mad because she's getting great grades, she's doing the work. But I was like, yo, this is crazy. That like
You can get mad when she's fired after 3
real
months
talk, yo. I'm
'cause
like,
she
yo,
don't
if you
know
don't
how
know
to way
folders,
around a mouse.
yo, insanity. I was like, this is crazy.
Oh,
And like on the
wow.
other, and mind you, Gabby is like working from home in the living room, struggling on like a shitty old laptop.
Right.
And Michaela got like 2024, 2025 collecting dust in her bedroom, yo.
Y'all better take that fucking
Real talk. That's what I told Gabby. It's like, yo, just like work from out of that shit.
Yeah.
That's your joint now. So she like switched out the laptops. But I was like, this is bananas, yo. This is crazy.
So I think that might be how, like, how they're, you know, they
Yeah.
yeah, that probably has something to do with it. Like I could see someone like lying on their, enhancing their resume,
Yeah.
lying and then getting fired and they think it's from the lie and it's like, "No, buddy, you don't know the alphabet or you don't know how."
Real talk. You don't understand BCC.
Yeah,
You
right.
know what I mean? Real
You
talk. Simple shit.
applying to all.
Yo,
Huh.
if you would like
Hmm.
to attend the youth don't get hired workshop, you know what I mean? Get the skills first, get hired later. Hosted
Oh.
by Shalewa and Gastor. All you gotta do is
Mhm.
like subscribe to the show, baby. If you're an Apple, Spotify listener, we appreciate your ratings. 4 stars. You don't think your kid can get fired? I promise you they will. I
Absolutely
promise you.
can.
Absolutely. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Send that kid an email,
60%,
see
baby.
how long it takes him to answer it.
Real talk. Ask him if he knows his email. Real talk. I go through this once a week when I send somebody an Apple thing. All right, real
Mm,
talk. I went through this in I think it was April when I tried to gift the family the Apple subscription, the Apple family thing where like everybody
okay.
gets Apple
Right.
Music and TV.
Yeah.
Ada and Michaela, no idea what their emails were. They're like, I know the school email because they send shit, but like the email that like you set up for us,
Right.
I was like, oh, the one that's like your name?
You
Yeah, you don't
don't
remember
know
like
that? You don't remember what
real
that is?
talk? Nah, you remember what that is? Okay.
Oh,
We'll
God.
go through that. You know what I mean? Passwords, forget about it. Them shits was set with personal jokes they made to themselves when they were 8.
Right.
You know what I mean? They don't get none of them references no more. Real talk. I was like, you got to think about what 8-year-old Aiden thought was a good
Yeah,
password.
what was the most funny thing to you?
I mean, it was silly to me because, like, I don't know. I feel like we put an effort to, like, yo, we trying to set y'all up for certain shit.
Mhm.
And they not ready. They not. You know what I
Nope.
mean? And these are 2 kids, by the way, 92, 96 average. This is the best.
Right. Yeah.
And they are not
No,
certain
they're
things
still
they don't
kids.
have. They're
They're
still
still kids.
kids.
They still
Real
gotta
talk.
be. They still gotta do stupid shit. They still
Yeah.
gotta do it, and they'll
This is
never learn.
theirs.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is their
this is for
stupid shit.
them.
Uh, 5 stars. You see the beauty of this. If you're a Gen Xer, a millennial, and you thought, hey, you know what I mean, the marketplace is moving on without me. I shouldn't go back to school, shouldn't get that degree. You don't realize you're the most hireable of all these young people because you
Yeah.
aren't the young person.
Yeah. It turns out, hold on tight, millennials. Gen X, we about to age out, so don't worry about it. Yeah, like get your other affairs in order. But millennials,
Yo,
y'all might be able to be in it for a little bit longer.
real talk, low key. You know what I mean? Make that career change. It's time, baby. They don't know what they're doing.
No, they don't. They don't.
If you have any articles you want us to cover, please DM us directly on Twitter and Instagram at Silky Jumbo or at Gastor Almonte. Shout outs this week to the Realist 23, the Rare Element, and Cynthia Butler. Always appreciate y'all. With all that said, I am the person that's gonna be attending
Uh-oh.
Shalewa Sharpe's
Oh, right.
shows on June 12th, Thursday. So if you're in New York, come out June 12th, Thursday at the BCC Pigpen.
Yeah.
Shalewa was running her new hour. It's a workout show. So, like, you know, don't expect perfection, expect good ideas.
Yes. And maybe not even good, but
Maybe not even
ideas.
ideas.
We're capturing them as we speak. We are
Amen,
trying
baby.
to get them down. It's a work in progress, but it has a name and a catchy poster.
Amen. I vibe with it. Real talk.
Yeah, so just come out and help me help myself, you know.
Amen. Real talk. But yeah, if you're a comedy fan in New York, you want to see the process. This is kind of like how it works. You get a chance to see an hour early on in the molding of it. It's called Fall Risk.
Fall Risk. Yep.
Fall Risk. Shalewa Sharpe's new show. Come check it out. See an early version of it. Okay?
Very early. The first
Very early.
version,
The first
honestly.
one.
Get in early. Early adopters. Come on.
Real
Let's
talk,
go.
yo. It's gonna surprise Shalewa. Like
Yeah,
literally
we will
while
all
it's
be
happening.
shocked.
Yeah, come through. It's gonna be a vibe, okay? With the person doing the new hour,
Ugh.
Shalewa Sharpe.
Yeah.
Good times, baby. Hell
Yep.
yeah. I see y'all there in Brooklyn. This has been low key. We gotta worry about the youth episode.
Yeah, I know. They don't know bananas. They don't know how to file nothing. Oh, Lord.
Oh man, it's a bunch of people getting fired and getting cramps. You know what I mean? Catch y'all next time. Peace.